What's up, guys? Welcome to a new week of 3 at 3, your best source for daily NBA player prop picks. I'm your host, Andrew Caley. We had a bit of a rough close to the week last week, but we're going to try to start this new week off with some wins. We're running out of games as well, just about 10 games left for teams in this NBA season. It's crazy to think that this season's almost over already, but let's try to build some momentum this week with a few winners. And we're going to start with Kevin Huerter to go over 2.5 made threes when the Atlanta Hawks visit the Indiana Pacers tonight. The Hawks basically have that 10th play-in spot kind of locked up in the Eastern Conference, so they can spend the last couple of weeks here fine-tuning their offense for what could be a crazy matchup between them and the Brooklyn Nets in the 9-10 play-in game. But Huerter will be a big part of that offense going forward. He's a 37.3% three-point shooter this season and is taking more threes lately, jacking up 7.4 threes per game over his last 10 games, hitting 3 or more threes 5 times over that stretch. That includes going 4 from 9 from deep against this same Indiana Pacers team that they played back on March 13th. And the Pacers, well, they've basically called it quits on the season. They're playing really bad right now. Now they rank 28th in the NBA in opponent three-point shooting percentage. And since the All-Star break, they ranked 19th in opponent three-point attempts per game. On top of that, Huerter's coming off a performance against the Warriors in his last game where he went 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. So right now he's got a touch for that three-pointer again. And that means we're really liking the over on the 2.5 made threes here, particularly because we're getting plus 140 money on it. Next up is Scotty Barnes to go over 7.5 rebounds when the Toronto Raptors host the Boston Celtics tonight. And now this is basically a fade of the Celtics right now, which is kind of funny because of the way the Celtics have been playing. They're, I believe, 22-3 over the last 25 games and have climbed into first place in the Eastern Conference, but they will be at a disadvantage on the boards in this one. And that's basically because it sounds like they'll be without their top 3 rebounders in this matchup. Boston just announced today that the Time Lord, Robert Williams, he'll be out for the next few weeks at least with a meniscus tear in his knee. On top of that, Al Horford is listed as doubtful, and Jason Tatum is questionable with a knee injury as well. But the way books have this lined, it opened with the Celtics as 2-point road faves. Now the Raptors are 4.5-point home favorites, which would indicate to me that odds makers believe that Tatum won't play in this game. So that, like I said, that'll present an opportunity here for the Raptors rookie. And while Barnes has recorded exactly 6 rebounds in each of his last 4 games, he is averaging 8.8 rebounds in 13 contests since coming out of the All-Star break and has hauled down 8 or more boards 8 times over those 13 games. Barnes is also averaging 9 rebounds per game in 3 games against the Celtics this season and should have a big night against them on the boards against this depleted Boston team. So over 7.5 rebounds for Scotty. And we close out today's 3 at 3 with a big one, and that is DeJounte Murray to record a triple-double. That's on the board at plus 450 when the San Antonio Spurs visit the Houston Rockets tonight. Seemingly out of nowhere, the Spurs are now just a game out of the final play-in game in the West. A big part of that has to do with how terrible the Lakers are right now. But Murray has been a big part of the Spurs' success here. The All-Star guard is averaging 20.8 points with 9.3 assists and 8.3 rebounds for the season and has helped the Spurs win 4 of their last 5 games, the most recent of which Murray recorded a triple-double, putting up 15 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds in a win over the Pelicans. That was Murray's 13th triple-double of the season, and if there was a time to bet him to do it in back-to-back games, it's going to be this one in this matchup against the Rockets, and that's because Houston has a problem on defense. They rank dead last in the NBA in defensive rating right now. They rank next to last in rebounding percentage, while ranking 21st in opponent rebounds per game and 25th in opponent assists per game. On top of that, Murray's had his way with the Rockets this year. In 3 games against them, he's averaging 23.3 points with 10.7 assists and 9 rebounds per game, recording a triple-double against them back on January 12th. So while this may be a bit of a long shot at plus 450, it's certainly a live long shot. And so we're going to take the plunge and go with him to record a triple-double in this one. So to quickly recap here, we're going Kevin Huerter over 2.5 made threes. Scotty Barnes over 7.5 rebounds, and DeJounte Murray to record a triple-double. That's it for 3 at 3 tonight, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.